Well, good evening. This is the 1st of July. I just came back from work, and a coworker was kind enough to make me a blueberry shake. It matches my shirt. This is an update for the third week. I planned on updating my progress in day trading, and when I reach the fourth week, my risk level should naturally increase. And I believe it was Monday or Tuesday, I suffered a significant loss. And I made adjustments to my trading that allowed me to still be considered a consistently profitable day trader. So Monday, I made a small gain, and then Tuesday, I suffered a huge loss. Then on Tuesday, I recovered a significant amount. And then yesterday, I recovered a substantial amount, which exceeded what I lost on Tuesday. And then today, I just scalped and made a little bit more early in the day. And based on this week's of analysis, it tells me that despite the fact that I did lose a significant amount on Tuesday, the whole week in total is a successful green week. That tells me that week number 3 is a success. Now, I made adjustments, and I know what I did. Okay, and I've documented that on my video, on the recent video. And so if I carry this over and I have a strong, a very, very high probability conclusion that I will make right now, which is that on the fourth week, I will not sustain a heavy loss because of what I know right at this point. Again, it falls back onto the 3 critical day trading rules, which is look for setup, look for the right setup, and don't add to losers, and cut my losses fast. Those are the 3 things. When I make those 3 things conscious, I will avoid heavy losses. And I suspect on the past 3 weeks of trading, the way that I've been trading for the past 3 weeks, the fourth week will not change. And so there is a saying in day trading parlance, which is that if you can make $100,000 starting from a very small amount, it means that it is easier to go from $100,000 to $1 million, because the hardest part is going from a small amount and going to $100,000. So once I achieve a scalability in my trading and become consistent in the way that I trade in small amounts, then I can take that same everything, my mindset, the way that I trade, my emotional control, and repeating the same thing over, except 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, or 6x, or even 10x. The way that I do those things, that I know that the end result will be a consistently profitable day trading setup. So the fourth week, which will be next week, it's going to be a short 4 days of trading. I may have to just to make sure, I may just have to maybe consider. I may have to carry this on for maybe week 5 just to make sure, because next week is a short 4-day week. So if I were to be consistent next week and the following week, then the things that I have studied and the hard work will be paid off, and therefore uh, the longevity in day trading is viable. So I look forward to going into this week, and just because I've reached this milestone does not mean that I will not be studying. I will be ever vigilant in keeping up to date on YouTube videos in order for me to keep apprised of certain subconscious things that I need to do to be immersed into that trading world, so that when it comes to trading, then I will be able to be consistent. So um, I'm extremely excited, and I mentioned to a pastor a couple of days ago. I told him, look, there seems to be hope. So hope seems to be thriving. Even if I don't get a job as an engineer, I believe that the skill set that I have developed for the past year and a half is finally paying off after a year and a half of just chaos, mental anguish, financial losses, and it's true. Hard work pays off, and in the end, if this, well, there's no if, because I'm gonna keep doing this. In the end, I'm working for myself, and I'm willing to work as hard as possible, working for myself, in order to make this a success story. So I'm looking forward to week number 4 and week number 5. And when week number 5 concludes, when week number 5 concludes with a success, then I know that the path that I've chosen, the hard work that I've put into, with all the naysayers and just complete and utter, just devastated life that I've lived for several years, that this is truly the icing in the cake, and it truly, it is at this point becoming emotional as I'm talking to myself at this point, that could this truly be something that's viable? I'm asking myself, and I'm feeling the mood right now. I'm feeling the emotion that I've finally come to the realization, and week number 4 and week number 5 will solidify this the hard work, the leap of faith that I've done. Not knowing what the study materials are, not paying for courses, but just studying and doing and losing, falling down, falling down hundreds of times. And each time that I fell, it hurt. It was devastating. It really hurt. Each time that I fell down, while I was getting to this point, it was devastating. It was so painful. It was, I'll tell you, it's a good thing that I'm recording this because I probably won't remember in these details when I get to that point, that I'm like several years down into being consistent when I recollect, I will not remember this point where I'm right at the cusp of transforming and then just moving away from the path that I've come, where I was not before and now I am. And so that very thin line where where the divide occurs between not being and being. And so I'm tired, and I'm extremely excited. I'm yeah, Week number 4, one step at a time though, one step at a time. So I still have 2 more weeks. Week number 4 and week number 5. And when I reach week number 5, at the end of week number 5, and when a company asks me, and this is going to be a serious dilemma, because if they were to ask me about a year down the road, I know I will say, you know what I will say, right? They're going to say, hey, look, we're not even going to interview you. So they're going to say this to me. You know what? We're not even going to interview you. You're hired, right? They're going to say that to me. Okay, they're going to say that. But what I'm going to have to say to them is this. All my career, certain managers told me that I am the hardest working person that I've ever met, right? So I'm thinking to myself, all right, maybe I should just keep that to myself, okay? But it feels good that I spend an enormous amount of hours, every waking moment, working on something that I benefit from. I put all the time in the world that I have into me for my own benefit. I suppose that's what being in business for myself means. So I truly am looking serious. I mean, I am so excited to go into week number 4 and week number 5, and I hope those 2 weeks ends up well. And based on my trading, what I've noticed, what is different from the past is this: when the market goes down, I make money. When the market goes up, I also make money. Okay? That's the difference. And when the stock goes up, even if it goes up really high, I can still short and make money. So I noticed that significant distinction between who I was and who I am now. So week number 4, week number 5, here I come.